everyone, it's Nina. Thanks for joining me today for a new video. It's hard to believe it, but we are already thinking about the kiddos going back to school. So I think now is a perfect time to start thinking about the teachers that we know and what kind of appreciation, gifts, and little notes that we'd want to be giving to them throughout the year. So I thought I would pull together a few different ideas, things that are pretty simple to put together, but have a really fun impact and are a great way to gift a gift card. I'm going to start first with the dies that I'll be using to create my gift card holders. So we have this gift card envelope die. This one's a really great classic and it fits a gift card perfectly. I'm also going to be using the gift card pocket die, which you can put on top of a card, a tag. I'm going to use a tag today for mine. And then finally, I will also use the gift card pocket envelope. This one's really fun because it looks like an envelope, but it holds a gift card perfectly. All right, and then to decorate, we're going to use the fancy teacher die set, the Appreciate You stamp, and also coordinating dies. I have the dies here in my stamp storage sleeve. And then in addition, I'm going to be using the Rainbow Splash Schoolhouse Messages stamp and die set. I also am going to use some pattern paper from Pinkfresh Studios. This really bright and happy paper collection I thought was perfect for creating the style of gift card holders that I was going for. And I'm also choosing my pattern paper first because that's going to dictate the colors of ink, markers, etc. that I use to decorate the elements that are going on top of my gift card holders. So I'm starting first by die cutting that large tag that I have picked out from one of our assignments to stamp nested tag dies. And now I'm going to also cut out the gift card pocket. Now the pocket I'm going to die cut from some vellum. But before I die cut it, however, I do want to go ahead and stamp on it because this is going to get layered on top of our tag and then the gift card will be peeking through it. So it's going to look really cool and that's going to have that fun vellum to be able to see through to that gift card. And then when the gift card is not in the pocket, you'll also see through to the back side of the pattern paper. So I'm stamping the light bulb image from the Appreciate You stamp set onto this vellum with some clear embossing ink, and I am using clear block for this stamping just because I want to be a little bit quicker in my repositioning of the stamp. So instead of having to reposition it in my MISTI multiple times, I'm just using the clear block and stamping directly to the vellum. I poured white embossing powder over this and then set it with my heat tool before moving on to stamping the stars that I'm going to place in between the light bulbs. Now the reason I'm stamping these separate and I've also heat embossed separately from these stars is because I want to emboss the stars with a different color. I'm actually going to use some Distress embossing glaze in the Kitsch Flamingo color. This color I thought would look really fun with the pattern paper, and because this is semi-transparent, the embossing glaze, it's going to capture some of the other colors of my paper really nice, and also you'll see the gift card through it. So after I've embossed all of my elements, then I'm going to use the back side of my vellum to be able to see where my die is going to get positioned before I run this through my die cut machine. That gives me this nice little pocket, which does create the score lines for you that you need to be able to fold the flaps over. However, vellum doesn't always crease as well, so I wanted to make sure that I gave it a little bit more oomph in that scoring. So I'm going to come through with my assignments to stamp scoring board and my Place and Score tool to help reinforce those score lines. So that way the vellum folds a lot better. And you don't have to do this, but I just find it works a lot better for getting a crisper edge on my vellum die cuts. So now I have my pocket formed. This is going to look so cute on top of our tag. I am going to adhere it with some red line tape. I chose this tape because it is a bit stronger than other adhesives and it also is clear. So I won't have any of that adhesive showing through this vellum. So once I've added the adhesive to the 3 flaps that are created when we fold over those scored lines, that gives me this perfect little pocket that I can place on top of my tag. And this fit perfectly on top of this tag die from our nested tag collection. So now I'm going to go ahead and grab my gift card to be able to test this out and see how it looks. I love it. This looks so much fun. And those bright colors are fantastic. Now, like I said, I chose my pattern paper first so that way I could then match all of my elements to it. So that's why I chose ballet paper from Rainbow Splash to stamp my sentiment on. And I'm stamping this with embossing ink. That way I can sprinkle on some white embossing powder to have that nice white greeting on top of the pink paper. But this pink paper matches really nicely with the pink color that's in the pattern paper that I've chosen. I am going to heat set this with my heat tool prior to then grabbing the coordinating dies and running this through my die cut machine to cut the sentiment out. I always love having the coordinating dies for a sentiment, but you don't have to have them. If you don't have the dies, you could simply cut that down into a simple little rectangle strip. So I'm going to pop my sentiment up along the bottom of my tag. I did use a foam strip from Simon Says Stamp to adhere that down, and things are looking really good, but I did want to enhance the star effect. So with a mini star party die set that I had in my stash, this is one of our Simon Says Stamp dies, I'm going ahead and die cutting some really pretty Luxe Glitter cardstock, also from Simon, and that's going to give me these really funky stars that look so cool on top of this paper and really enhances the gift card holder. I think this is what truly makes this piece stand out, is those bright, fun, chunky stars. I'm using some Simon Says Stamp craft tacky glue to adhere my stars down, and I just love this. They catch the light perfectly, they add that fun little pizzazz to the tag that it needed, and I just think this is perfect. So I'm finishing things up with one last touch, which is to just put a plain tag on the back side of my pattern paper. This is double-sided pattern paper, so I wouldn't have a very easy time writing on the back of that if I tried to write on the pattern paper. So by covering it with a piece of cardstock that matched the pattern paper, that'll give me a nice place to be able to write. And then I just added a bit of twine to the top to complete it, and that is going to do it for gift card holder number 1. So this tag could be just given as its own piece, or you could attach it to maybe another gift that you're giving to a teacher, maybe a little gift basket or something. So lots of ways you could use this gift card holder. I think it's adorable and a great way to be able to embellish a gift card. All right, so let's move on to idea number 2. I'm going to now use the gift card pocket die. And this fits perfectly onto a 6x6 piece of pattern paper. And because I really liked the pattern of this paper and I wanted to capture as many flowers as I could, I actually am going to die cut it at an angle just so that way I can capture what I want from the paper. So I am folding on the score lines that are created when you die cut it. Super simple, 2 folds, and then you have this little notch that you can tuck the tip of the envelope into, and that gives you this super cute instant envelope that is adorable. And then of course the gift card will go inside. We'll get to that in a minute. I'm going to pull out another image from the Appreciate You stamp set. This is the little sheet of note paper with a piece of tape on it, and I think this is adorable. I'm stamping the note paper onto some white cardstock with intense black ink, but then I'm also going to color the tape with the little image that you can use to color it in. So this tape piece I'm going to color with some Tide Pool ink from Simon Says Stamp. And I did stamp it twice just because I wanted a slightly darker impression. So by adding another layer of ink, that'll intensify it just a little bit more. I am going to pick out one of the greetings from the Appreciate You stamp set, and this one is going to get stamped with some mandarin ink. It's a nice orange. It goes nice with the colors of the pattern paper, so I thought that would be a nice touch to be able to add that in the center of the note. And then I'm going to use the coordinating die to cut this out, holding that down with some very, very low-tack tape before adhering it to my gift card holder with some foam tape. And I also die cut the Fancy Teacher die from some of that same ballet cardstock and also the shadow layer I cut from white. I glued the 2 pieces together and then popped that up on top of my gift card holder. And here I have my little gift card inside. I love these shaped gift cards from Starbucks. They're so much fun. And I did tape that onto my envelope with some washi tape. I also added a small embellishment on the inside by stamping an A+, and then I added some sparkly embellishments on the outside using some of these fun flower stickers from the Craft Consortium and some Simon Says Stamp Dazzling Gems in the Warm Tones mix. I picked out some of the yellows from that collection, and I'm holding those down onto my project with some craft tacky glue. I am using my place and score tool to help me place these down, and I did also pop one of those little flowers onto the little notch that's created when you die cut this little envelope, just to add something extra special. But how cute is this? This is such a fun and easy way to make a small little gift card envelope. This would tuck beautifully on top of a teacher's desk, waiting for them when they come in for the day. All right, one more idea. This one is a bit more of a true envelope, and I'm going to die cut this also from some 6x6 pattern paper from Pinkfresh Studio. The stripes are super fun, and I'm just going to go ahead and fold on all of the score lines that are created when you die cut. There are 4 folds to make, the 2 side flaps, and then a bottom flap, and then finally the opening. So I need to adhere this together with, again, some red line tape is my choice because it's really strong. But I really like this tool, by the way. I have this from American Crafts. It's called their Sticky Thumb, and you just run this over top of your release paper for some of your adhesives, especially something like the red line tape where it's really hard to get that release paper off. Just rub it up and down over it, and it pulls it back for you, so then all you have to do is quickly peel it off. Super simple. Anyway, I adhered my envelope together so it's all closed up. You can see how a gift card fits in there perfectly. It's super cute. I'm going to decorate this envelope with some stamped images from the Schoolhouse messages set. I'm stamping these with Intense Black ink onto some Hammer Mill white cardstock because I am going to Copic color these off camera. I did very simple rainbow coloring for the little paint palette and then just some standard colors for the paintbrush and the pencil. I am going to die cut all of these images with the coordinating Schoolhouse messages dies. I am holding them down with my very, very low-tack tape prior to running these through my die cut machine. But then that'll give me these cute little detail pieces that I can add on top of my gift card envelope. I'm using foam tape to attach all of them down, layering them up to create a nice little collage. Now I am going to enhance them a little bit by adding some sparkle. Rainbow Splash has some really great rainbow themed gem stickers, and I'm going to use those to add a little gem to each of the little paint wells. That's going to enhance this just a little bit and give them a little touch of sparkle and pizzazz. You could also cover these with glossy accents for more of a true paint look. That would be fun, but I like the sparkle of the gem. Now this sentiment I did pull out from the Appreciate You stamp set, and I am going to pull out some of the Appreciate You stars. That way I can stamp these onto my envelope just to add an extra bit of touch to the background. I'm layering them over top of each of the coordinating stripes that I've picked out some different colors of ink to match. This way it just kind of ties that together and it almost kind of makes them feel like they're on a garland. Alright, so here are all of my teacher appreciation gift card holders. They are super fun. You've got quite a few different ways that you can embellish a gift card holder and make it something special. I'm going to go through each one of these one more time so you can see them all. I just love this little notch to make the cute little envelope. Then of course we have a more traditional like seed packet envelope which has a gift card that can slip inside. But I think my favorite is the pocket. I just love that fun vellum detail that you can see the gift card peeking out from. And then of course you've got the colors of the pattern paper to enhance it, the sparkly stars. All of these are such a great way to be able to gift a little gift card to tell the teachers in your lives how much you appreciate them. So I hope you were inspired by all of these ideas. If you're interested in any of the products that I mentioned today, you can find them down below in the video description or over on the blog. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, and I will be seeing you again very soon to share more inspiration with you.
Hi there, I'm Heidi, Simon's mama and founder at simonsaysstamp.com. Thank you so much for watching our video. If you like what you just saw, be sure to press the thumbs up and subscribe to see more great content.